Hello dear students, myself Miss Vaishali Dekate. Welcome to my channel. I am teaching you subject maths in standard 8th. In this video, we will continue with our chapter number 4, altitudes and medians of a triangle. We will solve questions from practice set 4.1. This is part 2 in which we solve question number 4, 5, 6 and 7. But before that, subscribe my channel by pressing subscribe at right side. Press the bell icon also to get my all videos. So children, in this video we will be solving from question number 4, 5, 6 and 7. In our previous video we have solved question number 1, 2 and 3. So let us see what is question number 4. Draw an obtuse angle triangle element. Draw its altitude and denote the orthocenter by O. So we have to draw obtuse angle triangle element as we have drawn in our question number 3. Also we have drawn obtuse angle triangle. So first let us draw triangle element and afterwards we will be drawing their altitudes. In question number 3 we have drawn the medians. Here we have to draw the altitudes. So let us see how to do it. First we have to draw obtuse angle triangle. So any obtuse angle triangle we can draw here. Okay, as it is obtuse angle triangle means what? One angle should be greater than 90 degree. So we can take here, if I draw a straight line it will be 90 degree. So I will be drawing at 110. So it is greater than 90 degree. And in this way we can draw an obtuse angle triangle. This angle is greater than 90 degree. So this is triangle LMN. LMN. We have to draw the altitudes. So for drawing altitudes, we have to use our set square. You all know we have to use set square for drawing altitude. So let us first draw altitude from vertex M on its opposite side. From vertex M we will be drawing and altitude on opposite side ln. So we have to match or coincide one side of our set square with side lm, and other side should pass through point M. So let us do it. One side should match with side ln and other side should pass through point M. So this side is passing through point M and this side is coinciding with side ln. See that the side should coincide properly. It should coincide properly, and then the other side should pass through point M in this way. Okay. Okay, I can extend this way. So here we have drawn I will be joining with the help of my scale. Like this, and now this is our altitude from point M on its opposite side ln. I can give any name to this point, maybe point A. Now we have to draw altitude from point L on its opposite side Mn. So how to hold this protractor, how to place this set square? We have to place the set square like this. One side should match with side Mn and other side should pass through point L. Okay, through this point the one side should pass and the other side should coincide with side Mn. So let us see. See here, I have placed my set square in such a way that the side is coinciding with side Mn, but the other side is not passing through point L. So I have to keep on shifting my set square. I am shifting now. The one side is passing through point L, but here we can see that the side MN ends here only. So our altitude will be in the exterior of the triangle, in the outside of the triangle. So altitude can be in the exterior of the triangle. For that, for drawing this altitude, we have to extend this side MN. Okay, side MN can be extended. On the left hand side, we are going to extend this by using our ruler. Let us see how I am extending. We can draw dotted line in this way. I am drawing a dotted line to extend side MN. So in this way, side MN is extended on left hand side. Now by using my set square, I can draw altitude from point L on side MN. So in this way, I can place my protractor and I can draw an altitude. If you all can see it clearly, how to place the set square in this way. This side is matching and other side is passing through point L. And we can draw this altitude on side LM. This can be point B. Now we have to draw third altitude. For drawing third altitude, the altitude should be from vertex N on its opposite side LM. Okay, we have drawn from vertex M, first altitude. Second altitude we have drawn from point L or vertex L. Now third point remaining is point N. So point N we have to draw altitude. So one side should match with side LM and other side should pass through point M. So let us see. We have to match it like this. We have to see that this side is coinciding with side LM and other side should pass through point M. Though this side is coinciding with side LM, this side is not passing through point N. So we have to keep on shifting like this. And now the other side of our set square is passing through point N and this side is coinciding with side LM. But side LM ends here. So we have to extend this side in downward direction. So let us first extend and then we can draw the third altitude, which will be again in the exterior of the triangle. So in this way we have to extend it with the dotted line. And now we can draw an altitude which may be like this. The one side is coinciding with side LM, other side is passing through point N. So in this way we have drawn the third altitude. This may be point C. Now what we have to do? We have to draw its altitude and denote the orthocenter by O. Orthocenter means what? Point of intersection of all these three altitude. So we have to draw this altitude in such a way that they should intersect each other. That means what? We have to extend them. We have to see that in which point all these three altitudes intersect each other. So we will have to extend all the three altitudes. Let us extend these altitudes. Okay, first I will extend this one. Okay, in this way I have extended first altitude. Now second I am going to extend in this way. LB I have extended. Now I have to extend my third altitude. Okay. In this way we can extend the third altitude. You can put arrow sign, arrow this side. and in this way, in this point, all these three altitudes intersect each other. This point will be orthocenter or point of concurrence. Okay, we have to denote the orthocenter by O. So this will be point O. This is point O, which is orthocenter. So in obtuse angle triangle, orthocenter is in the exterior of the triangle, in the outside of the triangle. So three altitudes we have drawn. Which are the three altitudes? Three altitudes are seg MA, then seg LB, and then seg NC. In this way we have drawn three altitudes and we have got the point of concurrence, that is orthocenter, in the exterior of the triangle. Now let us see this question number 5. It is draw a right angle triangle. Now we have to draw a right angle triangle. We all know right angle triangle means one angle is of 90 degree. Then we have to draw its medians and show their point of concurrence by G. So point of concurrence we have to show by G. We have to draw their medians. So let us first draw a right angle triangle XYZ. We can draw any right angle triangle as the measurements are not given in all these questions. So we have to take measurements of our own. So let me take any measurement as the base. Okay, in this way I have taken the measurement. Then I will have to draw one side at the ray of 90 degree. So here I am taking this 90 degree. Okay, and now I will be drawing the other side, which will be height of this right angle triangle, and then we can join these two vertices so that we will get a triangle. So in this way we have got a right angle triangle X, Y, Z. Now we have to draw the medians. Medians means what? We have to first fix the midpoints of all these three sides, side XY, side YZ and side XZ. We have to fix their midpoints. So for fixing the midpoints, what we have to do? We have to draw their perpendicular bisectors so that they will bisect each side and make two equal parts of each side, and then we can get their midpoints. So first let us draw the midpoint, perpendicular bisector of XZ to fix the midpoint. So we have to place our compass like this on point X. We have to take more than half distance of XZ in our compass. More than half distance. It is approximately, not exactly. Okay. So more than half distance I have taken. I have to place my pointed this point on X, and then I will have to draw an arc upside and downside like this. Then I will be drawing another arc without changing the distance in my compass from point Z also. They will intersect the previous arcs in this way. As you all can see, they are intersected the previous arcs. And now we can draw a line passing through these two points. I will be drawing a dotted line here. Okay, and this way we have got this midpoint here, midpoint of XZ. As this is perpendicular bisector, we can put a right angle symbol also, and we can give any name to this point, maybe point P, and these two parts are equal, XP and PZ. These two parts of this segment are equal. Okay, now we will be drawing the perpendicular bisector of XY. Let us take more than half distance in our compass, and we will be drawing arcs right side, left side of XY. Again, from point Y, we will be drawing the other arcs which intersect the previous one. Okay, it is not intersecting the previous one, so I will have to extend the previous arc here in this way. So now it is intersecting. We can rub out the extra portion of this arcs. Extra portion you can rub out in this way, and then make these points dark, point of intersection of arcs, so we can draw perpendicular bisector. Very carefully we have to draw this. Again, I will be drawing a dotted line here. So in this way I have drawn a dotted line, and here I have got this point which is the midpoint of side XY, and this midpoint, this is P. Okay, we will write with other color. This is P, this will be Q. Okay, now let us find out the midpoint of YZ. So we have to take more than half a distance of YZ. We will be drawing arc upside, downside from point Z, and then from point Y, like this. Okay, I will have to extend the arcs from point Z so they can intersect each other like this. Okay, so here we have seen that it is little I will be extending, I will be drawing the arcs again. This is first arc, then second arc from point Y, and now I have got the points clearly here, this and this point. Now I can join the points. As you all can see, all these three perpendicular bisector intersect each other on this point, on the hypotenuse of this right angle triangle. So this point P is also point of intersection of all these three bisectors. So this is point P, midpoint of XZ, point Q, midpoint of XY, and then I will be writing point R, midpoint of YZ. So in this way we have got three midpoints of all these three sides. We have to draw the medians. Medians means a segment which joins midpoint of opposite side and opposite vertex. That means if we have to join this vertex X with its midpoint of opposite side. Opposite of side of vertex X is YZ. So we have to join point R with X to get our median. I will be drawing with my red color pen so it will be visible clearly. You will have to draw everything with pencil. Okay, so this is median XR. Three medians are. First median is sec XR. Now second median we can draw from point Q to Z. Z is the vertex of right angle triangle and its opposite side is XY, whose midpoint is point Q. So let us draw this second median. Which is seg ZQ. And now we will be drawing the third median from P to Y. This is my third median, PY, seg PY. And in this way here I have got point of intersection of all these three medians, which is point of concurrence also, which can be denoted by capital G. Now next question number 6 is draw an isosceles triangle. Isosceles triangle means what? A triangle having two sides congruent with each other and the third side is different from those two sides. Okay, so that is isosceles triangle. We all know that. We have seen all types of triangle in our previous standards also. So we have to draw isosceles triangle. We have to draw all medians and altitude both. We have to draw all three medians, we have to draw all three altitudes, and we have to write the observation about their point of concurrence. Point of concurrence of medians, point of concurrence of altitudes. We have to observe it and we have to write our observation. So let us see. First we will be drawing an isosceles triangle. As the measurements are not given, measurements we will take on our own. Okay, lengths of measurements. Lengths are not given. So we can draw any type of isosceles triangle with its measurement. So I will be taking, okay, let me take maybe it is 6 centimeter. Base is 6 centimeter in this way. So base is 6, that means its midpoint will be 3. As medians we have to draw, so without using compass we will be draw the median by plotting the midpoints, by taking the midpoint. So as I have taken 6 centimeter distance, the base length is 6 centimeter, so its midpoint will be at 3 centimeter. Okay, length of base is 6 centimeter, so midpoint will be at 3 centimeter, exactly at 3 centimeter I have taken its midpoint. So maybe this is AB, side AB, and its midpoint is point P. Okay, so this is AP and PB are congruent with each other. Now we have to draw isosceles triangle. So for drawing isosceles triangle, I will be taking certain distance in my compass. Isosceles means the remaining two sides will be congruent with each other. AB will be base and remaining two sides of the triangle will be congruent with each other. So let us take the distance in the compass. I will be taking 7 centimeter or 8 centimeter distance in my compass. Okay, let me take 8 centimeter distance. Okay, in this way I have taken 8 centimeter distance in my compass. I will be drawing arcs from point B as well as from point A. No, this is very big. Okay, so not that much big we will have to take. I will be taking the smaller distance. I have taken 8 centimeter previously. Now I will be taking 7 centimeter distance in my compass. I am decreasing so that my triangle should be visible properly. So in this way I have taken the 7 centimeter distance in my compass. Now I will be drawing an arc from point B as well as from point A. And here I have got this point C. This point C is at 7 centimeter distance from point A as well as from point B. So that means what? AC is also 7 centimeter. If I join A and C, this AC will also be 7 centimeter and this AB will also be 7 centimeter. So this is 7 7, and in this way we have drawn an isosceles triangle. Okay, now we have to draw all its medians. So for drawing medians we have to fix the midpoint. Previously in the previous two diagrams we have used our compass to fix the midpoint. We have drawn perpendicular bisectors and then we have fixed the midpoints of all three sides. But here we have used our scale and we have taken exact distances. So as we have taken the exact distances, exact lengths, we can fix the midpoint by using our scale only. So as this distance is 7 centimeter, as you all can see, this distance is 7 centimeter. So half of 7 centimeter is 3.5, we all know. So I will fix my midpoint at 3.5 here. Midpoint of BC, it may be Q, point Q. And similarly I will be fixing the midpoint of AC also. As AC is also 7 centimeter, we have taken 7 centimeter distance in our compass and then we had drawn this arcs, and in this way this AC will also be 7 centimeter. So its midpoint will at the distance of 3.5. So in this way we have got all three midpoints P, Q and R. If you want, you can use your scale, you can use your compass and you can draw the perpendicular bisectors and you can fix the midpoints, but the diagram will become very complicated. It will look very complicated as we have to draw medians as well as we have to draw altitudes, and that's why I'm using this method of fixing the midpoint by using our scale and by measuring the distance with the help of scale. So now I'm going to draw the medians. Median means we all know the segments which join the vertex and the midpoint of opposite side. I will be using my red color pen to show the medians. This is my median CP. Now point B and its opposite side is AC, and we have to join this midpoint of AC with point B. Then vertex A and its opposite side is side BC, whose midpoint is Q. So I will be joining A with Q to get my third median. Okay. So this is their point of concurrence, and point of concurrence of medians are shown by capital G, letter capital G. So this is capital G, which is centroid or point of concurrence of medians. Now we will have to draw altitudes. Altitudes we all can draw by using our set square, we all know that. So we will be using set square to draw the altitude. So let us see. First we will draw altitude from point C on side AB. So one side should match with side AB and other side should pass through point C. We all know that. So this altitude and median will be same. Can you see that? This median CP, median CP and the altitude CP. Median and altitude is same here. So this is same. This is median also. Seg AP is median also. Seg AP is median as well as altitude. Okay. Now let us check for second altitude. Second altitude we will check from vertex A on its opposite side BC. So one side should match with BC and other side should pass through point A. So let us do it properly. See this. Okay. In this way you all can see that this side is matching with side BC and other side is passing through point A. So I will be using my pen to draw my altitude. See how I have placed my set square. And now I will be using this pen to draw my altitude. So in this way I have drawn the second altitude, which can be given any name. PQR is given here. So D, point D. So AD will be the second altitude. First altitude is CP, AD is second. Now we will be drawing the third altitude from point B, vertex B, on its opposite side AC. So one side of set square should match with AC and other side should pass through point B. Let us do this. So in this way you all can see that this side is coinciding with side AC and this side is passing through point B. And now we will be drawing the third altitude. In this way, this is point E, BE, and here we have got the point of intersection of these three altitudes, which is shown by letter O, which is also orthocenter. So G and O are on the same line, we can see that. So first we will be writing names of all three meridians. Three meridians. Seg AP is meridian as well as altitude. Second meridian is seg AQ. And third meridian is seg BR. Then three altitudes are, now first AP is meridian as well as altitude, so seg AP. Then second altitude is seg AD and third altitude is seg BE. Now centroid G and orthocenter O are on the same line, that is our observation regarding to their point of concurrence. So we will be writing observation. So let us write the point of concurrence, points of concurrence of meridians and altitudes G and O, that is centroid and orthocenter. Lies on the same line, which is, this line is what? Which is perpendicular bisector of the base of isosceles triangle. In this way we have to write our observation, okay, and draw the diagram carefully. Now let us solve this question number 6. The diagram is given. Point G is centroid of triangle ABC. This point G is centroid of triangle ABC. We have given certain distances and we have to find out the other distances. Now see children, we have seen the property of centroid in our previous video of 4.1 part 1. What is that property? The property of centroid is centroid divides each median in the ratio 2:1. This is the property which we have seen in our previous video about centroid. So we can see here this centroid, due to this centroid G, this AP is divided into two parts, AG and GP. Due to this centroid G, this CR is divided into CG and GR. Due to this centroid G, this BQ median is also divided into two parts, BG and GQ. So in all these three medians, if AG is 2, GP will be 1. If AG is 4, GP will be 2. If AG is 6, GP will be 3. That means this bigger part will be double of the smaller part, and smaller part will be half of the double part. Okay. Similarly, in this median CR, if CG is 2, GR will be 1. If CG is 4, GR will be 2. If CG is 6, GR will be 3. If CG is 12, GR will be 6. That means this bigger part is double the smaller part, and smaller part is half of the bigger part. So depending on this property, we will be finding out these distances. So this RG is given to us 2.5. RG is given to us 2.5, and we can see that CG is the bigger distance than RG. So CG will be double of RG. So here we can write this ratio CG, length CG, okay, length CG ratio length RG will be 2:1. Okay, this ratio will be 2:1. The centroid divides median in the ratio 2:1. So these two parts will be in the ratio 2:1. That means length CG upon length RG is equal to 2/1. Okay, so CG is 2.5, RG we have to find out is equal to 2/1. So RG will be equal to CG we have to find out, RG is given to us. So let me do the correction here. CG we have to find out, RG is 2.5. CG, RG is 2.5. So if you cross multiply, CG into 1 will be length CG, and 2 into 2.5, length CG is equal to 2 into 2.5 is 5.0. Correct? So by doing all this method also you can find out, or directly only by observation you can write the answer. As we all know, this bigger part is double the smaller part. As smaller part is 2.5, it's double. Double means 2.5 multiplied by 2 will be the bigger part. So 2 multiplied by 2 is 5. 2.5 multiplied by 2 is 5. So in this way we will get the answer or length for the bigger part. So bigger part length is 5. So in this way we can get the answer. Orally also you can find out the answer. Otherwise, if you want, you can do this method also. So in this way we have got answer for GC, which is 5. Now let us see this second one. BG is 6. This BG is 6. We have to find out BQ, this full median length of this complete median BQ. So again, if you use this method, how to write this? This length BG to length GQ. This ratio will be 2:1, bigger part to smaller part is 2:1. That means what? Length BG upon length GQ is equal to 2/1. BG is given 6 upon GQ is equal to 2/1. So GQ into 2, GQ into 2, okay, cross multiply, is equal to 6 into 1 is 6. So this 2 we have to bring on this side. Length GQ will be 6 upon 2. So length GQ is equal to 3. So by doing this method also we can get the answer GQ3. Otherwise you can do it orally. This bigger part is 6, so smaller part is half of this. So smaller part will be half of 6. Half of 6 is 3, so smaller part will be 3, and PQ will be 6 plus 3 is 9. Okay, this complete PQ is 6 plus 3 is 9. Now same way we can find out this next question. AP is 6. This full AP is given 6. We have to find out AG and GP. Okay, let us do this in method. Length AG is a ratio length GP is equal to 2:1. We don't know AG also, we don't know GP also. So we will be writing AG as 2x and GP as 1x, because this is in the ratio of 2:1. So AG will be 2x, in the ratio GP will be 1x, is equal to 2:1. Okay. Now we will solve this. 2x upon 1x is equal to 2/1. And this 2x plus 1x, we all know this 2x plus 1x is 6. 2x plus 1x is equal to 6. We all know that. So x value is 2x plus 1x is 3x is equal to 6, and x is equal to 6 upon 3. Therefore x is equal to 2. Okay, so if you don't do this also, we get x value as 2. So if GP is 1x, that means, okay, we will not do this. We will write it as length AG ratio length GP is equal to 2x ratio 1x. So 2x means 2 into 2, and 1x means 1 into 2. So 2 into 2 is 4, ratio 1 into 2 is 2. So in this way AG ratio GP we got 4 ratio 2. So we don't require this. We can directly get answer as 4:2. So AG we get 4 and GP we get 2. AG we get 4, GP we get 2. So 4 plus 2, answer is AP is 6. So in this way we can solve the sum. Otherwise directly, just by observing the figure, we can directly write the answer. As this is fill in the blank, you can directly write the answer also.
Thank you for watching my video. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe.